We've all felt it, that unsettling feeling, like something is hidden, something important. It's a sensation that creeps up on us in the quiet moments, when the world seems still, and our minds wander to places unknown. We sense it in the shadows, in the hushed conversations, and in the fleeting glances of those who seem to know more than they let on. Governments, the keepers of our collective trust, sometimes operate under a veil of secrecy. These institutions, which we rely on to safeguard our freedoms and uphold justice, often conceal their actions behind closed doors. The decisions made in these hidden chambers can have profound impacts on our lives, yet we remain in the dark, unaware of the true extent of their influence. They hold information close, hidden from public view. This secrecy is justified under the guise of national security, public safety, or the greater good. But what happens when this hidden information is used to manipulate, control, or deceive? The line between protection and oppression becomes blurred, and we are left questioning the true motives behind these secretive actions. This hidden knowledge, tucked away in shadow archives, has the power to shape our understanding of the world. These archives are not just repositories of forgotten documents. They are the keepers of truths that could alter our perception of history, society, and even ourselves. The secrets they hold are like pieces of a puzzle, waiting to be discovered and pieced together to reveal a larger picture. What truths lie dormant in these secret vaults? What revelations are waiting to be uncovered? The answers to these questions could change everything we thought we knew. They could expose lies, reveal hidden agendas, and challenge the narratives that have been fed to us for generations. What stories remain untold, locked away from the public eye? These stories, if brought to light, could empower us, enlighten us, and perhaps even liberate us from the chains of ignorance. They are the stories of our past, our present, and our future, waiting to be heard and understood. The very existence of these shadow archives whispers a disquieting truth. The history we are told is often incomplete, sanitized, and molded to fit a certain narrative. This curated version of history serves the interests of those in power, shaping our beliefs and perceptions to align with their agendas. But the true history, the one hidden in the shadows, is far more complex and nuanced. But whispers have a way of turning into roars. As more people become aware of these hidden truths, the demand for transparency and accountability grows louder. The once silent whispers of secrets begin to echo through the halls of power, challenging the status quo and calling for change. As we delve into the world of shadow archives, we uncover a hidden history, one that challenges our perceptions and ignites a fundamental question: how can we trust institutions that operate in the shadows? This journey into the unknown is not just about uncovering secrets, it's about reclaiming our right to know, to question, and to seek the truth. It is a call to action, urging us to shine a light on the darkness and demand the transparency that is essential for a just and informed society. Shadow archives, shrouded in secrecy, exist for various reasons. These hidden repositories are often tucked away in the most unassuming places, far from the public eye. They are guarded with an intensity that rivals the protection of the most valuable treasures. But what exactly do they hold? And why are they so fiercely protected? Governments argue that national security necessitates the clandestine safeguarding of sensitive information. They claim that the very fabric of a nation's safety and stability depends on the secrecy of these archives. From military strategies to intelligence sources, the information contained within is deemed too critical to be exposed. Protecting intelligence sources, military strategies, and diplomatic negotiations are often cited as justifications for secrecy. These archives are said to be the backbone of national defense, the silent sentinels that keep potential threats at bay. The delicate dance of diplomacy and the intricate web of espionage are all woven into the fabric of these shadowy vaults. However, this secrecy comes at a cost. The more information is hidden, the more questions arise. What is being concealed and for whose benefit? The lack of transparency can lead to a growing mistrust among the public, who are left in the dark about the true nature of these archives. The line between genuine national security concerns and politically inconvenient truths can become blurred. When does the need for secrecy cross the line into the realm of censorship? The ambiguity surrounding these archives can be a breeding ground for conspiracy theories and speculation, further eroding public trust. Shadow archives can become repositories not just for state secrets but also for evidence of wrongdoing, corruption, and abuse of power. They can hide the skeletons in the closet of those in power, shielding them from accountability. the very mechanisms designed to protect a nation, can be twisted to serve the interests of a select few. These archives, often unknown to the public and even to many within the government itself, hold the potential to rewrite history. They are the silent witnesses to events that have shaped the world, holding truths that could alter our understanding of the past. The power they hold is immense, and the responsibility to manage them is equally great. They contain the raw, unfiltered narratives that challenge official accounts and expose the hidden machinations of those in power. These documents, often forgotten and neglected, are the keys to unlocking a more complete and honest history. They offer a glimpse into the complexities and contradictions of governance and power. The very existence of these archives begs the question, what are we not being told, and why? As we ponder the mysteries they hold, we must also consider the implications of their secrecy. In a world where information is power, the guardians of the unknown wield an influence that is both profound and unsettling. History is replete with examples of government cover-ups that, once brought to light, sent shockwaves through society. These cover-ups often involve a complex web of deceit, manipulation, and a blatant disregard for the public's right to know the truth. They serve as stark reminders of the lengths to which those in power will go to protect their interests and maintain control. The Tuskegee syphilis study, hidden from the public for decades, revealed a horrifying disregard for human life in the name of scientific research. For 40 years, African American men were misled and denied proper treatment, all while being studied to observe the progression of the disease. This egregious violation of ethical standards left a lasting scar on the community and raised serious questions about medical ethics and racial discrimination. The Watergate scandal exposed a web of political espionage and abuse of power at the highest levels of government. It began with a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters and unraveled into a full-blown crisis that led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. The scandal highlighted the importance of a free press and the role of investigative journalism in holding those in power accountable. Moving beyond the United States, the UK's handling of the Hillsborough disaster, where 97 football fans tragically lost their lives, demonstrated how authorities can prioritize self-preservation over truth and accountability. For years, the victims' families fought for justice against a backdrop of misinformation and cover-ups by the police and government officials. The eventual inquest verdict of unlawful killing was a bittersweet victory, shedding light on the systemic failures and corruption that had plagued the investigation. These cover-ups, often concealed within shadow archives, illustrate a dangerous pattern of governments prioritizing their own interests over transparency and public trust. They remind us of the critical need for vigilance, transparency, and accountability in governance. As citizens, it is our responsibility to demand the truth and ensure that such injustices are not repeated. The lessons from these historical cover-ups continue to resonate, urging us to remain ever watchful and proactive in the pursuit of justice and truth. The consequences of government secrecy are far-reaching and corrosive. Each hidden truth, each document buried in shadow archives, chips away at the very foundation of public trust. When citizens cannot access information about their own government's actions, cynicism and disillusionment fester. This erosion of trust has a ripple effect. It undermines faith in institutions, breeds apathy towards civic engagement, and creates fertile ground for conspiracy theories to flourish. In an age of misinformation and disinformation, government transparency is more crucial than ever to maintain a healthy and functioning democracy. Section 5. The Transparency Imperative, a Path to Restoration. Rebuilding trust requires a fundamental shift in how governments operate. Transparency, not secrecy, must become the default setting. This means embracing a culture of openness, where information is readily accessible to the public, except in the most extreme cases of national security. Strengthening freedom of information laws, protecting whistleblowers who expose wrongdoing, and establishing independent oversight bodies to scrutinize government actions are crucial steps towards greater transparency. Section 6. The Power of Sunlight, Exposing Corruption and Abuse. Transparency acts as a powerful disinfectant, exposing corruption and abuse of power to the bright light of public scrutiny. When governments operate in the open, they are more accountable to the people they serve. The free flow of information allows journalists, activists, and ordinary citizens to hold those in power accountable for their decisions and actions. This scrutiny is essential for a healthy democracy, as it prevents the abuse of power and promotes ethical governance. Section 7. Open government, building a future on trust. The concept of open government goes beyond simply releasing documents or holding occasional press conferences. It requires a fundamental shift in mindset, embracing a participatory and collaborative approach to governance. Governments must actively engage with citizens, seeking their input on policy decisions, and providing accessible channels for feedback and participation. This collaborative approach fosters a sense of ownership and trust between citizens and their elected officials. Section 8. A call to action: demand transparency. The responsibility to demand transparency does not rest solely on the shoulders of journalists or activists. It is a right and a duty that falls upon each and every one of us. We must hold our elected officials accountable, demanding access to information and challenging attempts to shroud government actions in secrecy. Supporting organizations that advocate for government transparency, engaging in public discourse on the importance of open governance, and exercising our right to vote are all essential steps in the fight for a more transparent and accountable government. Section 9. The enduring quest for truth. The quest for truth is an ongoing journey, one that requires constant vigilance and a commitment to holding those in power accountable. Shadow archives, with their hidden truths and untold stories, serve as a stark reminder of the importance of transparency and the fragility of trust. By demanding access to information, advocating for open governance, and participating in our democracies, we can help build a future where truth prevails and governments are truly accountable to the people they serve. The whispers of secrets must give way to the clear, unwavering voice of truth.